25 minutes against Wake Forest, including the overtime period as well. 26 points during that stretch. Myisha Hines-Allen, Asia Durr, Arica Carter, they're going to have a very important task trying to contain her today.
Yeah, they are, and that's going to be a lot on Myisha Hines-Allen, but she's been performing well on both ends of the floor. When you think Louisville, immediately you think Asia Durr because she's such an exciting offensive player. Their last game against Pitt, she only had 9 points, but because she has those surrounding players around her who can also contribute, Louisville has the balance offensively to win, even when Durr might struggle a little bit offensively. Hines-Allen, she's got the mid-range shot. She can also drive on you. You saw an outstanding performance against Notre Dame earlier in the season. This is a team that has balance. It's not just one player. They can get it done from multiple spots on the floor.
All right, let's talk about it. Big game in the ACC. Who do you got today?
Well, I like Louisville. Louisville's playing at home, and I think they're just a little bit grittier than is Florida State. Florida State can put a lot of points on the board, but I think Louisville has the ability to defend that.
And I like Louisville because they have Asia Durr. And we've seen that when she gets going, it doesn't matter how well she's defended. She can score on anybody. And as good as Shakayla Thomas is, she's still a post kind of a game. And so it's a little bit...
Has to be set up.
Yes, a little bit more difficult to take over. A team with Asia Durr has the advantage.
We talked about this with Jeff Walz a little bit. We talked about it with Muffet McGraw when they squared off against Notre Dame last week. You have to force her to her left. But to your point, even when you do force her left, she can make what feels like impossible shot after impossible shot.
Yeah, offensively, she's one of the most gifted guards to come along in a long time because she, too, can play off the dribble. She can catch and shoot, and she really reads defense. She's always under control, never in a hurry, reads defenses perfectly. So she knows when her shot is there, available, and she drains it.
And she likes to play in big games on ESPN.
I was just going to say, 47 against Ohio State. She had 36 against Notre Dame. Can't wait for this one of the ACC. Pam Ward, Gail Guest, and of course, had the call. We'll see you at halftime.
Welcome to Louisville, part of We Back Pat Week, as we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact on women's basketball, both on and off the court, and it is a terrific ACC matchup. Louisville 20-0 on the season, the number 2 ranked team in the country, getting ready to take on Florida State. Louisville on top of the standings, still with an unblemished record overall. We've had an upset already today as Duke fell to North Carolina in overtime. Both teams now 4-3. Meanwhile, Jeff Walz, the head coach at Louisville, had this to say to his team just moments ago.
Don't worry about me getting on you if you don't box out. You don't worry about it. Understand you're letting your teammate down. Understand you've got 4 other people out there with you that are battling. Don't let your teammate down. That's what matters. Play for each other, and then everything else will take care of itself. You understand? Yeah. All right, that's all we got to say. Let's go. Let's go.
Together on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Together. Let's go, Lynn. Come on.
Jeff Walz already with 20 wins on the season. Trying to get them to 21, quite a test, and again, we're excited to bring you as they take on Florida State. Pam Ward along with Hall of Fame Coach Gail Guest, of course, so a lot of talent on both teams, but the most special talent perhaps is Asia Durr from Louisville.
So much fun to watch. We're going to enjoy watching her play today. She is a dynamic scorer, one of the best players in the country, loves to shoot the 3, and she's tough to stop. Against Notre Dame, she did a great job hitting the 3, and her teammates do a tremendous job finding her. They know she can score. They get her the ball. Jeff Walz does a great job getting her in different positions on the floor where she can score. She was 8 for 10 from the 3 in that game against Notre Dame.
Asia Durr having a terrific junior season, hitting over 52% of her threes in ACC games, and that was just that Notre Dame game, just one of her huge games this year.
Yeah, the cream rises to the top in those big games, and Asia Durr is the cream of the crop. So we've seen her. That Ohio State game was just so much fun to watch. Did a great job, and she just continues the winning ways for this Louisville Cardinal team.
Broke Angel McCautry's single-game scoring record against Ohio State. Now, a couple of big-time players for Florida State, and Shakayla Thomas and Amani Wright.
And this is the dynamic duo inside-outside attack. This is overall, but they're doing even better in ACC play. They're averaging a combined 41 points a game, and Amani Wright is hitting over 5 threes a game, shooting over 50%.
Coming off 31 points at Wake Forest, an overtime win on Thursday. And Amani, the Baylor transfer, set a new Florida State record by hitting 9 threes, breaking her own record. She had 8 threes in a game against North Carolina earlier this year.
Yeah, she was 9 for 17 from the three-point line in that game.
And we are underway. Louisville in their home whites. Arica Carter, who missed all of last season with a hurt groin, back 100%. And running the point for this team.
And you can see Florida State starting off in man-to-man, switching on all screens. So there will be some mismatches inside. You can see there's one down low right now. Myisha Hines-Allen, great job going inside to her, seeing that mismatch.
Boy, but Sam Furing missed it. A good offensive board by Jasmine Jones. And here's Durr with the ball in her hands, guarded now by Shakayla Thomas. Off-balance shot, and Thomas, who is an incredible athlete, gets the rebound. Jeff Walz told us this morning he thinks that Shakayla Thomas is the best athlete in all of women's basketball.
Yeah, and it's one thing to be a great athlete, but she plays so hard as well. So you combine her athleticism with her work ethic, and you've got something special.
Another turnover. We had a look at the starting lineups. Shakayla Thomas making the start. She had been the 6th player of the year as a freshman. And we're still looking for our first basket a minute into the game.
Louisville, they're also in a man-to-man, and they play position defense. So if you can shoot, they're going to be on you. If you can't, they'll be sagging off.
Thomas over Hines-Allen, tough shot, and Hines-Allen, who is a terrific rebounder, gets it. In fact, she is first in the ACC, averaging over 10 boards per game. All out of bounds, but stays with the Cardinals with 23 seconds to shoot.
Yeah, these two teams on paper, they're so similar. They both love to run, get out in transition. Two of the top scoring teams in the ACC and in the country. They both shoot a good percentage.
Florida State 4th in the nation, 1st in the ACC, averaging just under 88 points per game. Their only losses this year to Syracuse on the road and at Texas, and there's a charge. Jasmine Jones, who is from Tallahassee, called for the charge.
Yeah, and a great job by Ama Degbian, stepping up, taking that charge early. You want to see that from your post players, a willingness to really sacrifice.
Degbian, the senior from Germany, who had not started until this, her senior season, and has really been, I think safe to say, sort of a pleasant surprise for the Seminoles. Thomas, one-handed, can't get it to go, and the ball goes over to Louisville.
And there was a lot of contact before that shot, so I actually like the fact these officials at this point are letting them play.
Joe Vasili, Brian Brunette, Karen Prieto. The officials sue Semrau in her 21st season at Florida State. It's taken them to 5 straight NCAA tournaments, and it's fitting that the first points of the game come from Asia Durr. Degbian can't hang on, and it's another Seminole turnover.
But I like the fact that it doesn't matter if it's a make or miss. Florida State is looking to run. They just have to take better care of the ball, but I like that they're pushing tempo. Asia Durr, you see they're switching on screen, so there's a big post player that's on Asia Durr, but you put your hands down, all of a sudden your height doesn't matter if you've got your hands low.
Second in the nation in three-point percentage. That's a 2 that hits the back rim. Thomas comes up with it. Amani Wright, the big perimeter scorer for Florida State, gets fouled by Arica Carter.
And Amani Wright, she is so much fun to watch, has a great first step to the basket, but as we talked about earlier, shooting such a great percentage from that three-point line.
Ball in bounds off of Hines-Allen, so it stays with Florida State. Wright told us at shoot-around this morning that the rim seems to get bigger, the release is effortless when the shot is going in. And another turnover. Sloppy start for both teams, particularly for Florida State. We just mentioned they're a great scoring team, but they've been shut out here now for 3 minutes. Sue Semrau is going to go to her bench rather early. Najee Wolfik would begin in the game. Hines-Allen. Boy, when she gets the ball there, it's trouble. That's a great effort by Hines-Allen.
This is what I love about Hines-Allen. She is a big, strong, physical post player who I love the emotion. And again, we talked about this mismatch down low because Florida State is switching on these screens. Good patience by Louisville. Hines-Allen was upset she missed the first one, but she's not going to miss 2 in a row.
And she didn't hang her head. She went and got it. The first foul on Thomas, who was about 3 inches shorter than Hines-Allen, who was only a 59% free throw shooter, but got nothing but net on that one. So Hines-Allen and Asia Durr with all 6 points, excuse me, for Louisville.
And Louisville just showing some token pressure coming off of that free throw, but nice job on the ball screen. They're hard hedging. And they pick up the dribble. Almost another turnover.
And that's Wolfik, who just came into the game, who got into trouble, being guarded by Arica Carter. Jeff Walz always seems to come up with some interesting wrinkles. Good elevation by Wolfik, but the ball wouldn't go in. Excuse me, that was Ekhomu who missed that shot.
Hines-Allen is owning the boards right now.
Jasmine Jones knocks it down, and Sue Semrau has seen enough. Timeout taken by Florida State. Louisville off to a really good start.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We back Pat because she was such a pioneer for the women's basketball game. To so many people, she seemed untouchable, but no one's untouchable. We love the We Back Pat Foundation because of the research they are doing to try to wipe out Alzheimer's in the not-so-distant future so that none of us will be touched by such a terrible disease. We back Pat.
Coach Sue Semrau, like so many in this sport, you certainly one of the ones who was affected by Pat Summitt as a coach and really one of the pioneers. And now the Pat Summitt Clinic is open at University of Tennessee Hospital, so some good things coming out of that tragic situation.
Yeah, like Sue said, I don't think anybody thought it could touch Pat Summitt because she was so strong and just always at the forefront of our women's game.
Well, Florida State now with 7 possessions, 0 for 4 from the floor, and 3 turnovers and another rebound for Hines-Allen.
And she's got basically 4 rebounds in 4 minutes.
Oh, and a sweet assist to Sam Furing.
And that's why I like Furing. She moves so well without the basketball, understands the game, has a very high basketball IQ.
Jeff Walz, who had a long talk with her during the timeout, has been impressed with the way she's sort of the quarterback out there, knows where everybody should be. Amani Wright, finally, Florida State gets on the scoreboard almost 5 minutes into this game. Wright averaging 18.5 points per game, second only to Thomas's 18.7. Hines-Allen too hard off the backboard.
Yeah, and Amani Wright and Asia Durr, we're seeing 2 of the best three-point shooters in the game, and also excellent pull-up jumpers.
Wright with the miss, and Hines-Allen making it look easy, taking those rebounds. She's got 6 already. Oh, another nice move for the Cardinals. Arica Carter with the finish.
And that's a breakdown, but on the weak side, Amani Wright didn't want to help off because she's on Asia Durr, so it's hard to help in when you know you've got a prolific three-point shooter waiting in the wings.
And some of the best basketball fans in the country are loving what they're seeing in Louisville. Short off the hands of Wright, and they're not getting any second chances. Durr. In.
And this game reminds me a lot of that Notre Dame game we saw earlier. Once they get going, once a couple of shots fall, everyone's confidence goes up.
Beat Notre Dame 100-67. Durr and Hines-Allen combined for 67 points themselves, which is all Notre Dame got as a team. And they're not giving up any offensive boards.
Right, and that's the first time in program history 2 players in the same game hit over 30 points.
Durr with a little bit of flash to get the shot off, but couldn't hit it. Thomas with the runner. And Florida State right now being steamrolled, down 12. Shatrice White, the transfer from Illinois, checks in. She had been starting. And out of the starting lineup today, number 50 in black, as Sue Semrau's trying to find some sort of a combination that works, get some height and maybe to get some rebounds.
Yeah, and she's gone to the 3-2 zone, and I would expect Louisville to really attack the corner where Shatrice White is, because that's the weakness of a 3-2 zone, and Shatrice White, she'll have difficulty getting out on those Louisville guards.
Io Lopez, who also checked in, the 6'2 redshirt freshman from Spain, called for her first foul. Florida State, as usual, has a lot of international players. They also have quite a few transfers on this team.
Yeah, 4 transfers and 3 international players.
Inside, Hines-Allen makes it look easy.
And we watched Louisville this morning working on their out-of-bounds plays. Just excellent execution on these out-of-bounds plays.
14-point lead. Long shot, and it goes in. That's Amani Wright's game. A terrific three-point shooter. 58% of her shot attempts this year have come from 3.
And right now, Amani Wright looks like the only player for Florida State that's comfortable out on the floor.
Durr's comfortable. Effortless. As a sophomore last year, set the Louisville record for threes in a season. They're just getting jump shots, not even trying to get the ball inside. Another one and done. Carter pulls up. And White comes up with the rebound. White. Nothing is falling, and that's a held ball. Possession arrow, though, gives it over to the Cardinals.
And Shatrice White, she's got to make that shot. I mean, that's a point-blank layup. You're in the hospital. Not going to get many layups, but you got to make them count.
One of the transfers. She played a couple of years at Illinois. And now one of the most exciting players in the country with the ball in her hands. Number 1, Dana Evans, a freshman point guard who is really fun to watch.
Yeah, we asked Jeff Walls today. I said, who's your best defensive player? He said Dana Evans. He didn't even hesitate.
And how often does that happen with the freshman? Not often, I would think.
Not often.
Jasmine Jones.
And that's where Jasmine Jones has really improved, hitting that 15-foot jumper. A lot of teams will leave her open because there are so many other dynamic scorers on the Louisville team, but she's really become comfortable hitting that shot.
Yeah, she gets over 50% from the floor. Wolfuk gets the roller. Coming off her first career start, Alix did not start that game. The point guard for Florida State sat out with flu-like symptoms, and they just pulled that game off in overtime.
Yeah, I watched that game. Wake Forest had every chance to win that game. They had basically a layup at the buzzer. So Florida State very fortunate to come away with the win at Wake Forest.
And Florida State was down 15 with 9:43 left in the fourth. They were able to tie it and then won in overtime. Right.
And the reason they tied it was because Amani Wright hit 2 big threes down the stretch.
And steps taken by Kylie Shook, 6'4" sophomore. Jeff Walls says he'd like her to be get a little mean to her. Be a little tougher. Nice kid.
I think that happens with a lot of post players. They're big and strong, and you're like, use it. Yes.
Own it.
Have a little stuff to them. Those are the ones that are really successful at this level.
Good defense by Shook that time, but then she got a piece of White. Kylie Shook called for her first personal foul. Shook was terrific against Notre Dame. In 15 minutes, she had 4 blocks against the Irish. But now Shatrice White, the transfer from Illinois, heads to the line. White had a frustrating game against Louisville last year.
Well, and she's coming off a tough game at Wake Forest. She was 0 for 5, only had 2 points, 3 boards.
Leads this team in rebounding, 12th in the ACC. Gets both of them to fall.
Look for a ball screen here.
Waning seconds, no shot clock.
Little DHO to a ball screen.
And Durr with the fadeaway couldn't get the 3 to fall, but one of the best quarters, certainly Louisville again off to a terrific start, up 22-9.
And just doing a tremendous job. Louisville, they're hitting from outside, doing a great job. Nice cuts without the basketball. And it is a total team effort, and they're dominating this first quarter.
Welcome back to Louisville. Pam Morgan-Gale Guest-Encore is joining you. And look at that score. Louisville beating Florida State 22-9 after 1 quarter. This is a Florida State team that has topped the 100-point mark 5 times this season. And this 9-point first quarter is their lowest scoring first quarter of the year. They did, however, only score 6 points at Wake in the second quarter on Thursday.
Yeah, this is a team, they're 4th in the nation in scoring. They're also 3rd in the nation in rebounding at plus 13, and they're down 5 on the boards right now, so they got to clean up those boards.
Dana Evans had a personal foul that led to this second chance, and now Evans gets the basketball. Freshman from Gary, Indiana, was a McDonald's All-American. Very poised, and Jeff Walz has been impressed with her maturity and her ability to take, let's just say she's coachable.
And they're looking to get a mismatch right here. Look for the drive on Shatrice White. They feel like their post players can take her one-on-one.
Fearing shoots over her.
But that's not what Jeff Walz wanted. He wanted the drive to the basket.
A.J. Alix off glass. A graduate transfer, completed her first 3 years at TCU, graduated, and she has really been a good pickup for this Florida State team.
Yeah, averaging over almost 7.5 assists a game.
Woolfolk with the basket, and don't sleep on Florida State. This is a team, again, they can score in bunches, and just like that, it's just a 9-point advantage. Durr inside, Fearing, and a blocking foul called.
Yeah, you've got to let her come down on that.
Woolfolk, her first. Arica Carter coming in for Jasmine Jones.
And a great look inside, but you see, it's kind of dangerous. You've got to let them come down.
Carter and Evans both playing at the same time. 3-guard lineup with Durr out there. Durr and Wright. Evans inside. What a look to Hines-Allen.
Excellent pass by Evans.
Leads this team 4 assists per game. And a charge.
Wasn't quite sure what they were going to call.
No. Alix got called for her first foul, drawn nicely by Hines-Allen.
And another good job just stepping up, sacrificing your body, taking the charges. These big girls doing a nice job.
Louisville on a program record 20-game winning streak, starting this year 20-0. Mississippi State, UConn on before us, and those other 2 teams remain unbeaten. 3 straight games today on ESPN2 featuring the 3 unbeaten teams. 2-0 so far for the unbeaten teams, and Louisville off to a sizzling start in this game.
Yeah, but you get the feeling that Florida State is starting to settle in a little bit. Excellent slip.
And Fearing called for the blocking foul.
The Florida State really looking much more comfortable now. Those slip screens, when a team hedges as hard as Louisville does, slip screens are going to be open.
Degbion heads to the free throw line. Tuesday at 7 Eastern, it's the Big 12 Sonic Blockbuster on ESPN. Look at this game in Norman. Trae Young and number 4 Oklahoma take on number 10 Kansas. Jayhawks won 4 in a row against the Sooners. You can also watch it on the ESPN app. Super Tuesday presented by Boost Mobile. Degbion, 1 of 2 from the line. Her first point of the game. Trae Young averaging 30 points and just under 10 assists per game for Oklahoma. And a true freshman.
That's not a bad line.
No. Inside 10 seconds to shoot. Durr. Nothing doing. Weak side rebound by Thomas, who had been sitting on the bench for a spell for Florida State. How about this? Shakayla Thomas, their leading scorer, has not yet gotten any points. That's the 8th rebound for Hines-Allen. Tip. Good play by Ekhomu.
Well, Shakayla Thomas had 28 points at Wake Forest. She only had 2 in the first half. So she appears to be a second half player.
Nice. Her first bucket is a pretty one.
She heard you talking bad about her.
She's like, all right, I'll show you. 26 points and 8 rebounds in the second half in overtime. So 26 points in 25 minutes. So yeah, she can still hit that average at least. There's a 13-point Louisville lead after 1 quarter. Shot clock, they need a shot. Durr is the one you want to take it. And it's hunted down by Degbion. Florida State making a nice recovery after a slow start.
Here's where Evans on the ball is a little gnat. She is so tough on the ball.
Wolfick gets it home, and it's a 6-point game. Inside, Hines-Allen. She gets it there. It's pretty much lights out.
And Evans has done an excellent job finding her post players on those dives.
Gets the advantage back up to 8 points. Florida State doing more penetrating in this second quarter after taking a lot of jumpers in the first. Degbion with her first field goal in that first quarter. Florida State, 3 of 17, just 18% compared to 53% for the Cardinals. But a 13-point lead is down to 6. And the speedy freshman, Evans, found a lane.
Yeah, and Imani Wright, she got hung up on a screen and had no help from her teammate.
Chant of defense comes up from the crowd. Hines-Allen with the rejection. Timeout on the floor. Sue Sembrow's team battling back, down 8.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Coming up on the Land Rover halftime report, we have highlighters and papers, and we've got to talk about the other 2 unbeaten teams in college basketball. But in this one, what do you guys like so far?
Hines-Allen has come to play. She's looking really good for Louisville.
You know, the Louisville defense has forced Thomas and Wright 3 of 12 shooting from the floor. Not good for Florida State.
The lead was 15. It's down to 8. Pam and Gail have the rest of the first half. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, thank you, Adam, Andy, and Rebecca. We look forward to hearing from you. Hines-Allen has been rather beastly today. Working on a double-double already in the first half.
We talked about in the break, you're not going to get a rebound from her. When she rebounds, it is so physical and strong. 9 points, 8 rebounds already.
And you see Durr and Hines-Allen doing most of the work. Hines-Allen working on the double-double. Durr just 3 of 10 from the floor. And how about this? 2 of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, and both teams, well, just one made 3 apiece. And it's Durr and Wright.
Yeah, and I would expect it to really loosen up here as they get more comfortable and the game goes on. You know, it's just a matter of time.
Shatrice White picks up the foul and then stole the ball.
Excellent defense by White to get out on that.
Lonnie Wright moves in from the three-point line and misses. And Sam Furing for Louisville picks up her second.
Yeah, and Shatrice White is really, she's come in and she's given them a spark. She's got 4 rebounds already. Done a nice job on the defensive end of the floor.
Furing goes out. Hines-Allen, who got a little bit more of a breather with the timeout, comes back in, and what does she do? Grabs a rebound right away. Durr lost it. Evans inside. A terrific feed.
And Louisville scored on that same play a couple of times now. It's a screen, the screener. Post player sets a screen, receives a back screen, wide open layup.
Florida State just 1 assist so far. Thomas inside. Gets her 4th point of the night. As we hit 3 minutes to go in the first half. Freshman running the point.
And you can see Louisville switching on all those ball screens.
And Durr continues her cold shooting, now 3 of 11. Ekhomu off the mark, and the ball remains with Florida State, and they get a fresh shot clock. Arica Carter in. Evans takes a seat for Louisville. Alix being challenged by Carter. A lot of contact and a foul called on the Cardinals.
Jeff Walz is not happy, but it looked like a lot of contact.
First foul on Asia Durr. 4th team foul, but it was a shooting foul, so that sends Nicki Ekhomu to the free throw line. Wednesday night NBA doubleheader this week takes us to the Lone Star State for our first matchup at 8 Eastern, as it's the Rockets taking on the Mavericks. James Harden and Chris Paul and company. Then Kyrie Irving leads the Celtics against Blake Griffin and the Clippers. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. 15-point lead has been dwindled down to 6. Durr guarded by White, who has the big height advantage. And a foul against Florida State's Ekhomu. That is her first, team foul number 4, so both teams in the bonus with the next foul. Carter with the inbound, they screen and get it into Hines-Allen.
And you can see Louisville, they're looking around. They want Jeff Walz. He's going to call play. He wants a specific look on this.
Inside, another good feed, and the basket. They get it to Dunham right where she needs it. Arica Carter with the nifty assist.
I'd say Jeff Walls got the shot he was looking for on that offensive set. Bringing the ball down. Again, the back screens have really caused a lot of problems for Florida State. There's no help on that weak side.
Second foul on White. Dunham, a sophomore from Philadelphia, with a chance at the three-point play. Jasmine Jones with an emphatic rebound. And it's knocked out of bounds by Florida State. Carter looking for Durr, but she's blanketed by Ekhomu. Hines-Allen, a lot of contact, no foul. Here comes Shakayla Thomas. Pulls up, puts it in.
And that's vintage Shakayla Thomas. That pull-up jumper at the free throw line, you can't stop it, especially in transition.
Fans getting a little restless as the advantage has been nipped away. Durr, good look. Her shot just not falling.
Now, and they had Durr on a back screen, too, for a layup, but they opted not to pass it in.
Asia has missed 9 of her 12 shots. Rebound taken down by Dunham. Boy, Florida State has used a lot of different defenders on Durr. Hines-Allen, big height advantage.
And that's where Hines-Allen, she looks a little fatigued. She's been working so hard on the glass, but that was a fatigue miss.
About a second and a half difference between the game and shot clock. Alix. Guarded out there by Carter as they flatten things out. Degbion took a step. So now Louisville can get the last shot of the game. That is the 6th turnover for Florida State, but they've done a good job. They had 3 in quick succession early in the first quarter. And now Jeff Walls decides to take out Jones and put in Dana Evans. He's also going to put Shook in for Dunham.
Yeah, he's got his guards in, his quick guards in. Might need to bring the ball down the floor with him.
Shook got it partially blocked by Thomas. 32-26 Louisville. They led by 13 after 1, but Shakayla Thomas and her teammates got things going in the second quarter. 2 of the stars with their numbers. Hines-Allen with 9 points, and to go along with that, she's got 9 rebounds. So unbeaten Louisville with the 6-point advantage as we send you to the studio. Rebecca Lobo, Andy Landers, and Anna Mamine.
Pam, thanks so much. It's the Land Rover halftime report with Louisville on top. Anna Mamine, Rebecca Lobo, Andy Landers. Let's talk a little further about what we saw today in Knoxville. We know Tennessee was in a very difficult stretch, 4th straight game against a top 25 team. How would they respond going back home? They needed to be stronger on the glass, you thought, Coach, and Mississippi State dominated on the glass today.
Oh, there's no question Mississippi State dominated on the offensive board. In particular, Tiara McCowan did her work as she should have done under the basket at 6'7". She is a difficult matchup. She's hard to box off. She gets the ball. She keeps it high. She puts it back in most of the time. Mississippi State was just terrific on the offensive board today, and that is, as Rebecca can tell you, that's easy money because that's how she scored all her points.
made a solid living, I would say, off the glass. There was a point in this game, guys, where we thought Tennessee was really getting right back in it. 4th quarter, they'd gotten within single digits. We thought this is the chance for this young team to make the push. You thought Mississippi State showed us something really big today.
They showed tremendous poise and toughness, and that's what you would expect from a team that played for the national championship a year ago. This team has experience. 4 seniors in the starting lineup. They know their roles. They know their identity. This was a big 3 from Blair Schaefer. Look at the Tennessee players. all of their shoulders go down on that shot. And then here, Victoria Vivian, 6'1", going against 6'6" Mercedes Russell. To me, that was kind of emblematic about what this Mississippi State team is about. All right, guys, I got this. I'm going against a giant.
Yeah.
I'm going to score anyway. They just have a toughness and a presence about them on both ends of the floor, not afraid to attack on offense or defense.
This is an experienced team, obviously.
Yes.
Went to the national championship game last year, brought a lot of good pieces back. That's not the case for Tennessee right now. This is, as you said, a younger team, very veteran front court, very young back court. So where is this team right now in your estimation as they try to make a push after this really tough stretch? You got another month to get ready before postseason play.
Well, I think Tennessee is in some ways, they are the same place they were when the season started. When the season started, they were turning the ball over. They still are. Today, they did a good job of protecting the ball. Maybe they learned a lesson against Notre Dame when they coughed it up 28 times. But they are a young basketball team. One of the things that troubles me, though, with Tennessee is they have a veteran who isn't playing as well as we expected her to play. Jamie Nard was absolutely terrific as a junior. We felt the most improved player in the Southeastern Conference. Her percentages are down. She is less efficient, and it's hurting Tennessee.
And I think right now, though, Tennessee, because of the youth that they have, they are still very dangerous. I think Nard will kind of find her groove. You know, she and Mercedes Russell are counted on to be leaders this year. That's not natural necessarily for them, trying to fill that role. And you've got 4 freshmen, 3 of them play a lot of minutes in the backcourt. They're growing as the season goes on. And what struck me, again, when we talked to them before their Notre Dame game, this team has chemistry. They like playing with one another. I think they can navigate their way through this, but I think they're going to be very dangerous come March.
4 McDonald's All-Americans. Bound to be some growing pains in a tough stretch like this. They go 1-3 in this stretch against top 25 teams. Now, UConn's a team with plenty of experience as well, but they haven't had a lot of bench depth as of late. Gino Auriemma commented on that after their win on Thursday.
And if I could have it my way, we would give every person that came tonight their money back. That was the most disgraceful effort I've seen at Connecticut in 32 years that I've been here.
Strong words from the Hall of Famer. Let's see how his bench bounced back, if you can bounce back from an 18-point win. More coming up.
This halftime report is presented by Land Rover, above and beyond. This halftime report is presented by Land Rover, above and beyond.
Amin Lobo-Landers telling you about #1 Connecticut trying to stay unbeaten, one of 3 unbeatens in the country. Gino Auriemma was ripping on his bench after the Thursday game. They got some help from the bench today.
Yeah, Megan Walker came in and did a really nice job. The freshman, 22 points, showing off her skill set, scoring inside. Gabby Williams, a senior, 11 assists, a career high for Williams.
Andy, they put up 1113 points today, didn't they?
I hope G's happy today. Without their best offensive player, they go 113.
No Katie Lou Samuelson for UConn. Here's a future UConn opponent in South Carolina. Ty Harris was getting it done. Alexis Jennings had 17, and they got Asia Wilson back in a big way today.
Well, anytime you get Asia Wilson back, it's going to be a good day, and it was a big day for her. 26 points, 8 rebounds. Ty Harris here on the layup. A big day for Ty as well. She runs the show at South Carolina. Big assist person today, 13 assists, 12 points.
That was really impressive stuff today. 17-point win for South Carolina. We've got a really impressive Louisville team, but Florida State will not go away. They improved in that second quarter.
Yeah, they did a better job of not settling for the jumpers. You heard Pam Ward and Gail Gessencourse talking about that, more in attack mode in that second quarter. But in the second half, I don't think Asia Durr is going to go 3 of 12 again. She could be dangerous.
Impressed with both teams. Other than Hines-Allen, the big names in this game, Thomas, Wright, Durr, haven't performed the way we thought they would. If they come on the second half, advantage their team.
Yeah, Asia during that first half, 7 points on 3 of 12 shooting, as Rebecca talked about. We'll see what happens in half number 2. Pam and Gail have the call coming up next from Louisville. This has been the Land Rover Halftime Report.
Welcome back to Louisville, part of the We Back Pat Week, as we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact on women's basketball, both on and off the court. This is the ACC on ESPN. Louisville is unbeaten at 20-0 on the season. One of 3 unbeatens left. in women's basketball, and they have a 6-point advantage over number 12 Florida State as we get ready for half number 2. Pam Ward along with Hall of Famer Gail Gestenkors, and Louisville has taken advantage of some mismatches in this game so far.
Well, they have, and a lot of it was with the back screen. They did a great job seeing the open player, seeing where those mismatches were. And we're going to look right here. You can see, nice job, Arica Carter up top, and then you've got Hines-Allen down low. So Hines-Allen is going to flash up top. She's going to set a ball screen. Florida State is switching these ball screens. Then Arica Carter, you see her right there, set a nice back screen. There's a mismatch inside, nice pass down low, and it's too little, too late for the post player for Florida State, Degbion.
Louisville led this game by as many as 15 points, but were outscored by 7 in the second quarter. 6-point advantage. Louisville has led the entire game. A team that is 20-0, 6-0 in the ACC, taking on a Florida State team that has only lost twice all year. Myisha Durr, who is the reigning National Player of the Week, had a tough shooting half. Hines-Allen, 9 points and 9 rebounds. Can't hold on to the first pass of the second half. Outside shot, buried by Amani Wright. So Wright only had 1 3 in the first half, but she was one of the best 3-point shooters in the nation, and it's a 1-possession ball game.
Yeah, Amani Wright and Myisha Durr, 2 of the top shooting guards in the country. And I expect those two, both of them, subpar first halves. I expect them both to come out on fire.
They were combined 5 for 20 in the first half. Jasmine Jones, a touch foul out on the perimeter on A.J. Alix, 5'6" point guard. Alix had a tough first half. She had no assists and 5 turnovers, and picks up her second foul.
Yeah, and this is someone who averages 7.5 assists a game, leads the ACC in assist-to-turnover ratio. So she's got it backwards tonight.
Second in the ACC in assists, 7th in the nation. And the assist-turnover ratio is high, and Louisville gives it right back. And the fans here who thought they were coming in for a nice, easy Sunday afternoon after streaking out to a 15-point lead in the first quarter, getting a little restless. You have to credit Florida State. Alix with her 5th turnover. Florida State could have buckled after falling behind. Another great crowd here. But they have battled back.
Yeah, this crowd's not used to tight games at home.
No, they have been absolutely terrific at home.
But credit to Florida State, Sue Samara, for staying calm, weathering the storm, and they played excellent basketball since that first quarter.
What a battle. Degbion matching Hines-Allen with her physicality. A.J. Alix inside, Degbion maybe a little bit too much under the rim. Jones avoids contact, misses it, but got to put back.
Jones is such a quick jumper.
Sophomore from Tallahassee, so maybe another extra spring in her step playing Florida State. How good is Shakayla Thomas?
Shakayla Thomas, she creates space. When she has her turnaround jumper, she creates about 3 feet of space. You're not going to block that shot. She's an undersized post, but because she fades and creates space, she doesn't get her shot blocked often.
9th turnover. White comes in for Degbion. Shakayla Thomas, along with Myisha Durr, both on the midseason Wooden Top 25 list for National Player of the Year, and rightly so.
He ran a double stagger to get Thomas the ball.
Wright, who just came in. Couple of opportunities and a held ball, possession error, keeps it on Florida State's end of the floor. Season top 25, 4 players in the ACC on it. Lexi Brown having a spectacular senior season at Duke, who fell in overtime today to North Carolina. Ekhomu had her shot rim out. Durr on the switch. Thomas got right up in her grill. And then Hines-Allen. Ekhomu thought she had a block, but a foul has been called on her, her second of the game.
I thought she had a block as well. We'll take a look at it. She got part of the arm, but a lot of the ball. But that deserves to be a block in my mind.
It was pretty nasty. The 5'9" sophomore from Bolingbrook, Illinois. Hines-Allen into double figures now. Averaging a double-double, 14.5 points, 10.5 rebounds. And Hines-Allen now with 11 rebounds in this game to go with the 10 points, her 9th double-double of the year and 38th of her brilliant career.
I think Angel McCautry is the only one who has more in the history of this program.
How about that? Angel McCautry, the leading rebounder, and she has about 150 more, more than that, over 1,200 rebounds.
Angel could do it all.
Well ahead of Allen, Hines-Allen, who is approaching 1,000.
Florida State setting the stagger again for Shakayla Thomas. Giving her a good look. That's a good look for her.
Another rebound for Hines-Allen. The freshman Dana Evans in, looks over to Jeff Walls, who gives her some instructions. A little bit of space, off glass. A little bit too much spin on it. Wolfik with the rebound.
And that's not a good shot by Alix, but a great rebound. Shatrice White loved the passion.
Trims the lead back to 3.
Florida State hedging long and hard. Louisville needs to go back to those slip screens.
Shot clock at 7. Jasmine Jones. Hines-Allen for 3, and that's an air ball. Hines-Allen now 3 of 7 from 3 on the season. Bit of a desperation shot with the shot clock winding down.
And the officials, I think, are discussing whether or not that shot hit the rim.
Hines-Allen shot?
That's my guess. That's my best guess. There are many times in my career I wonder what the officials were trying to decide, but that's my best guess.
Shot clock violation. Because it was an air ball. Both of these coaches have the most wins in the history of their respective programs. And some pressure.
Louisville, yeah, they need to change momentum. Right now, Florida State's very comfortable and playing with a lot of confidence.
Wolfik drives right at Furing. Nobody picked up Degbion. 1-point game.
Yeah, and Florida State started off, they were getting beat bad on the boards, but they turned the tide. Now they're out rebounding Louisville.
Carter underneath the Furing, and she got stripped of the ball by Wright, but Amani had a foot on the end line.
And Furing is so wide open, again, because of those long, hard hedges by Florida State. So Louisville's having a little more difficulty in this half finding the open player.
Louisville got off to such a great start, shot 53% in the first quarter. Things have slowed down. Wright takes a break for the Noles. Nicki Ekhomu has just picked up her 3rd personal foul for Florida State. We got a ball game in Louisville. Timeout on the floor. Welcome back to Louisville. It is We Back Pat Week, Pat Summitt. Such an impact, and there she is with the one and only Gail Guest, of course. You met her a few times in the basketball court.
Yes, one of the great leaders of our game for so many of us coaches. I mean, she was just a great mentor, and she had a great vision for the game of women's basketball, not just for Tennessee, but she wanted to lift up all of women's basketball, and she did.
Both teams with We Back Pat shooting shirts today, and Asia Durr is having a very un-Asia Durr-like day. 3 of 13 now from the floor. Since the first quarter, Louisville is shooting under 32%. Amani Wright off the back rim. Rebound taken down by Jones.
Yeah, and she had Degbion wide open on the block. You got to hit your open players.
They're forcing things. Wright took it right out of her hands. Outside shot. Another miss as Florida State is trying to take its first lead of the game. Looking over at the sideline, Jeff Walls, the head coach, giving the tone, just
giving the horn sign.
Settle down.
Everybody runs it. Looking for your high-low.
Evans tried to get it to Fearing and nothing doing.
And she's going to come out of the game.
Yep, Arica Carter is going to come in for the freshman. Degbion, what a great effort to get that rebound, and they've got Fearing for her third.
And she did. She grabbed her arm. And you can sense the Louisville players they're a little frustrated. So this is actually really good for them. You know, it's not going to be smooth sailing. So you've got to find out who can play with the poise and composure down the stretch.
22 points in the first quarter, just 14 points since for the Cardinals. Good recovery by Thomas. Sue Semrau calls a play. Shot clock now into single digits. Wolford hands it off to Alix. Thomas skies over everybody, and the Seminoles lead for the first time today. Erasing a 15-point deficit.
She skied for that board. I understand now why Jeff Wall said she's the best athlete in the game.
5'11", but plays a lot taller than that. Asia Durr.
And Asia's she's fading a little bit on her shot.
Ball knocked out of the hands of Ekhomu. Jones elevates, nothing doing. Rebound taken down by Shook, who puts it back.
And that's one thing about Shook, very, very skilled post player.
And many of the fans get to their feet. In and out for Thomas. Degbion stuck by Shook. Hines-Allen tried to get it to Shook. Thomas is in the way, driving on Durr, pull up. Nobody there for an offensive rebound.
Nobody wants to go to the basket. Go to the basket, please. Everybody likes to pull up jumpers. There we go. There's that slip screen we've been waiting for.
Slip to the basket, and Hines-Allen is frustrated she didn't get the field goal, but at least we'll have a chance to shoot free throws.
And Florida State, they've really done a nice job in this second half going to the boards. Shakayla Thomas, I mean, that's a she goes up skyscraper and gets that rebound.
All-American last year, on her way to becoming another one this year. Thomas fouled Hines-Allen to send her to the line. Hines-Allen 3 for 4 from the line so far.
Florida State out rebounding Louisville by 6 now.
They are third in the nation in rebounding margin. Hines-Allen misses them both. Pressure, almost, and in fact does force a turnover. Sue Seminoles wanted the foul as Alix went crashing to the floor.
And Arica Carter, give credit to Arica Carter. She caused that turnover. And Coach Seminoles is not happy. Yeah, she got bumped out of bounds. I can see why she's not happy.
Timeout on the floor. What a game. 1-point lead for Louisville. Welcome back. Louisville unbeaten but getting tested as they lead Florida State only by 1 with 1:26 left to go in the third quarter. Pam Ward and Gail Gestencourt joining you. Another terrific crowd on hand. Jeff Walls' team, since the first quarter, is only shooting 30% from the floor. How about Florida State shooting 29% as a team, and they're only down by 1?
They've got to feel so good about that. You can see the confidence level has continued to grow.
Myisha Durr having a very uncharacteristically poor shooting night. Shook, left it short. Wolfook drives against Shook, who has a big height advantage, and
that took some courage to go in there.
Yeah, she drew the foul. There's 2 on Kylie. And it sends Nadia Wolfook to the free throw line, where she is a 71% free throw shooter on the season. Tuesday at 7 Eastern, the Big 12 Sonic Blockbuster on ESPN. A terrific men's basketball game as Trae Young and number 4 Oklahoma host Devontae Graham and number 10 Kansas. You can watch it on the ESPN app. Super Tuesday, presented by Boost Mobile. That should be a terrific matchup in Norman. Got a good one here, now tied up. Neither team shooting the ball well here in the third quarter.
Got the little elevator screen for Durr.
Still can't get it to go. 1 of 6 from distance.
This staggered screen, Florida State likes to use into a high-low.
Wolfook drives. Jones with the rebound. And Louisville can kill almost all of the clock. And another horn set called by Jeff Walls.
And a lot of times they like to get the ball into Durr's hand, run that little dribble handoff.
Carter got a good look. Off the mark. Florida State has tied this game up. All level after 3 quarters of play. A very low-scoring game for 2 of the top-scoring teams in the league. Final 10 minutes coming up from Louisville. Tied at 38 after 3 quarters, so we've had some defense, Gail.
We've had some very physical defense. It's been fun to watch. I mean, both teams are going after it. You better be mentally and physically tough to play in this game.
Myisha Durr struggling, usually money. She is 3 of 15 from the floor. 3 of 16, goodness, she's gotten a couple of good looks her last 2 opportunities. Louisville scored 22 points in the first quarter, only 16 since.
Yeah, Florida State's defense has really settled in.
Rebound off glass, White. She's given them some good muscle in this game. Shakayla Thomas gets it over to Amani Wright. She also has been struggling on the offensive end, and that's a blocking foul. called on Hines-Allen.
Yeah, when you're struggling from the outside, you go to the inside. Look to attack. And again, Hines-Allen, she was outside, but she moved underneath her while she was in the air.
Only the first foul on Hines-Allen, who has 13 rebounds and 11 points. Shakayla Thomas with a double-double for Florida State. And Amani Wright gets the free throw. Amani Wright coming off 31 points at Wake Forest, a school record 9 threes. But it's a whole different ball game tonight. She's into double figures, but Wright 3 of 11 from the floor. So the two stars, Wright and Durr, really struggling with their shots.
I would look for Durr to take the ball inside a little bit. She's got a great first step.
Trying to get it inside to Fury. Jasmine Jones kicked it to herself. Totally out of control as she went inside.
That's Chatrice White. That's her 13th rebound.
Came off the bench in this game. Monty Wright took a glance back at the shot clock. Jones able to battle for the rebound.
This is like two heavyweight fighters that can't land a punch right now. they're swinging, they're just not landing.
Louisville, one of 3 unbeatens remaining. Connecticut and Mississippi State both winning on ESPN2 earlier today.
Too much dribbling right now.
Alix, boy, that looked like a very low percentage pass. Thomas caught it and put it in. And the 4-point lead is the biggest of the game for Florida State. Louisville takes a timeout to try to figure out how to score.
Great job, look inside. I mean, she threaded the needle on that pass. We got a great one, it's going down to the wire.
Welcome back to Louisville. Cardinals had a 15-point lead in the first quarter, led by 13 heading into the second, and look what has developed.
And Asia Durr 0 for 8 since that first quarter. And you can see Florida State, they're doing what they do naturally, and that is rebound the basketball.
Third in the nation in rebounding margin.
They have 17 offensive rebounds.
Durr must feel a whole lot better. Give herself a little fist bump. Maybe that'll get her going.
Yeah, and I like the call out of the timeout. Get her to the free throw line so she wasn't shooting a 3. Just a nice 15-footer.
Carter absolutely dogging Alix. And Jeff Walls called the timeout. Emotion from the Cardinals, and the fans feed off of it. Timeout. Welcome back to Louisville. Asia Durr brings the ball up to get the offense started. Carter, that's a backcourt violation.
And that's not what you want to see as a head coach coming out of a timeout.
13th turnover of the game.
Yeah, you know Jeff Walls, he drew up a play. Probably going back to Durr. She just hit a shot. You want to go right back to her.
Asia Durr hit a shot. Before that, Louisville had missed 11 of 12 from the floor, so she's not the only one struggling. Thomas can't guard that.
And Shakayla Thomas has a little spring in her step. She's feeling good right now. If she feels good, Florida State feels good.
Thomas with the double-double today, now with 14 points. Gehring thought about taking a 3, but Thomas was right there with it. Durr guarded by Amani Wright. Now the switch to Alix. Asia misses from distance. Good hustle by Carter to keep it alive. Furin left it short. Jasmine Jones, great second effort.
And a big board by Jones.
Alix drives and draws a foul.
Here's a smart play by Alix. Hesitating and going inside. But on that Florida State end, Thomas, once again, is a beast on the boards.
Alix. .77% free throw shooter, but missed the first one. Again, she is playing in her first and last year for Florida State. Graduated from TCU, where she was their leading scorer. Also led them in assists in her senior season. She missed them both, and Wright takes steps after she got the rebound.
An excellent hustle by Wright.
Patrice White with 15 rebounds, which is one off her career high. Had 16 against Sacred Heart earlier this year. Boy, she's given them some great minutes off the bench. Just working the glass. Louisville looking to tie. Durr being chased by Wright.
Yeah, Florida State right now, excellent defense. Nothing is coming easy.
Hines-Allen, strong. No foul. White with her 16th board ties her career high. Five and a half to go in Louisville. Thomas just off the rim.
And Asia Durr, you know, she's forcing some contested shots. Look for them to run some curls, let her curl off some screens. Get the ball back in that high post area where she had it and felt very comfortable.
Behind the back, now guarded by Thomas. Furing for three. Another rebound, this time by Jones. Yeah, they set up.
Yeah, Florida State's been switching on those ball screens, and really they've caused some problems for Louisville.
Hines-Allen, her ponytail has come out, so she's got her elastic in her mouth. Drives, hands, getting in the passing lane. White forces another turnover. Rise of defense from the crowd. And they get it from Arica Carter. Carter drives in, left it short as Shakayla Thomas came in to defend. And then a foul called on Jasmine Jones of the Cardinals.
And Jasmine Jones, she was over the back.
Second foul on Jones. Louisville with 3 team fouls, Florida State none so far. Louisville's 17-game winning streak at home and a program record 20-game winning streak, 20-0 on the season. But that is on the line as we hit 4 minutes.
Yeah, they're not used to being defended. Florida State is so athletic.
Right. Step back three, nothing but air. And they say it's off Hines-Allen.
And I would say the crowd disagrees.
Yes. And it's a great crowd, 14,248 people.
And that's where Durr made a mistake defensively. She went for the steal. Left her player wide open.
Ekhomu with the drive in the basket makes it a 4-point advantage. Durr with the left hand off glass.
And that's what I'd like to see more from Durr. They expect you to shoot the three. A little shot fake, drive in.
A lot of contact, nothing called. But there is one on Chiquela Thomas.
Yeah, they caught the second foul on that. Alix got bumped on the way to the basket.
3 on Thomas, just the first team foul. Thomas goes out. Maybe Sue Semrau trying to calm her down a little bit.
And that's where you know your players. I mean, she's very emotional right now. Get her to calm down and get her back in the game.
Freshman Dana Evans running the point, gets it to Durr. Furing in a battle with White underneath. Evans bottled up, nowhere to go. Another good defensive stop. Ekhomu was all over her. Now she goes coast to coast. And a foul called against the Seminoles.
Degbion, she lost her contact.
Alma Degbion, 2 straight double-doubles coming into this game. 5 points and 9 rebounds for the senior from Germany. The fewest points Louisville has scored this year is 62 at Air Force. That was without Asia Durr, who sat out with back spasms. 69 points, the fewest Florida State has scored.
This is going to have to go to like quadruple overtime to get to those numbers.
We need a lot. Furing, 3, nope. Right with the board. Ekhomu got a little bit of space, rimmed out. Hines-Allen couldn't hold on to it.
Too many
Thomas,
jumpers.
Excuse me, Chiquela Thomas coming back in, but yeah, a lot of jump shots now.
Too many jumpers. In transition, go to the basket. You got them on their heels, attack them.
Right over Durr. But Jasmine Jones able to sky in.
She went up and out for that rebound.
She's into double digits now with 11 rebounds. Jeff Walsh says, come to me, and I will call a timeout, and that is exactly what Carter did. 32nd timeout. Keeping it here. What a battle. Louisville trying to remain unbeaten. They have a huge battle coming up on Monday, February the 12th at UConn, who is still unbeaten, but a lot of work between now and then.
Yeah, look for Louisville to come out and either get the ball inside to Hines-Allen. Again, right now, Florida State, they're switching on those ball screens. So if you get the switch you want, roll right down to the block, spread the floor out and get it inside. Or Asia Durr, again, going to the basket.
13-point lead after 1, a 6-point lead for Louisville at the half. It was tied coming into the third quarter. Jeff Walsh's team has only scored 12 points here in the second half.
And Sue Semrau, nice job changing up defenses. You call a play for man-to-man, they went zone coming out of this timeout.
Carter over White, outstretched hand, and she nails it.
And that's where, as a coach, you say, I thought it was a good idea. It was. Change it up, but they hit a big 3.
Louisville with the 1-point lead. Right, her 3 off the back rim, rebounder.
And that's a tough shot for Wright. She can hit that shot, though. We saw her hit 2 to end the game at Wake Forest to get it to overtime.
Pass goes out of bounds, trying to get it in to Jackson. Or to Jones, excuse me.
And Carter, nice job spotting up against the zone. A little penetration, draws up. Carter's ready to knock it down.
Now some pressure from Louisville with the 1-point lead. And the fans, with very few exceptions, they're all on their feet.
Running the stagger again, looking into the high-low.
Alix with the huge 3.
We've got other players stepping up right now.
inside a minute. Jones stops, nothing doing, and Shakayla Thomas grabs yet another rebound, her 11th of the game. Huge possession for Florida State. Right, got Jones up in the air, one-handed it, wouldn't go. Louisville ball. The shot clock is off. 2-point game. Jeff Walz calls a timeout. What a ball game. Some big threes down the stretch.
Yeah, this was designed to become a high-low off of this stagger. Louisville goes under the screens. A.J. Alix finds herself all alone. She shoots 37% from the three. She's not going to let that one go.
The day for A.J. Alix so far. Tonight, Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt comes your way at 11 Eastern on ESPN as he'll take a look ahead to Super Bowl 52. We know the Patriots will be in there. Either Minnesota or Philly will represent the NFC. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, the championship game highlights. Boomer's back. Everything else you need to know. Sports Center, 11 Eastern time, 8 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app.
So Jeff Walz just called his final timeout. Florida State has 2 fouls to give yet. So I would expect Florida State 21 seconds. Let them get it inbound. As soon as they start to go into their set, not right away, but obviously before they take a shot, but as soon as they start to go in, use a foul.
Carter with the ball in her hands. Myisha Hines-Allen, number 25, there she is, the best offensive player, having an off night tonight shooting-wise. Fury with a pass that was way too high for Hines-Allen. Florida State ball with 10 seconds left. Louisville with just 3 fouls.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Florida State didn't use one of their fouls. So if you're Jeff Walz right now, we already see Sue Samra is going to advance the ball. So your goal is to get a 5-second call. You got 2 choices. You're either going to try and get a 5-second call or you're going to foul before the ball even comes in bounds. Florida State, not the best free throw shooting team. Amani Wright, 63%. Shakayla Thomas, 65%. Degbion, 58%. So they're not a great free throw shooting team.
Degbion out of the game right now. And there's a foul. The next one will send him to the line. Just 8.6 seconds left to go. Louisville has led, or did lead, for most of this game, led by as many as 15 in the first quarter. 23 points in the first quarter, or excuse me, 22 for Louisville, and just 25 points since. That's a low percentage pass, and that's a foul on Jones.
Yeah, Jasmine Jones came close to getting a steal, and it would have been a wide open layup. It's like a defensive back right there. She was going for the interception.
It's a hard fall for Ekhomu, but she's going to stay in there.
And Coach Walz has no more timeouts left, so he's not going to be able to advance the ball. But sometimes that's okay, because getting the ball in transition is difficult to defend, especially when you've got somebody like Asia Durr who can stop and pop.
Ekhomu at the line. She is their best free throw shooter at 84%. Got one of them. Louisville
You do not want Durr to get up ahead of steam because her stop and pop from the 3 is difficult to defend. You've still got 2 fouls to get. Go ahead and foul her right now.
Full court pressure. Durr gets a good look, puts it up, off the mark. The follow is good, but not enough. And Louisville is no longer unbeaten. Florida State with the terrific comeback wins it 50-49. What looked like a blowout in the first quarter turns into an upset win and a great win for Florida State.
Yeah, they've weathered the storm, and give credit to Coach Samaral. They did what they do best, and they got on the boards in the second half. Started in the second quarter, but really dominated the boards in the second half. Settled in. Their defense was stellar in that second half.
Plus 10 in rebounding. Asia Durr held to only 11 points, 5 of 21 shooting. So Louisville loses for the first time this year. Florida State goes to 18-2. And Asia Durr and Louisville had one last chance. They needed a 3 to tie it.
Yeah, and Asia Durr in the open court, you don't want her to have the ball if you're on defense. But Florida State did a nice job staying in front of her, making her take a tough, contested shot.
Florida State with the 50-49 win, the fewest points scored for both teams, as Jeff Walz has a conversation with his team at center court. Sue Semrau's club wins it. For Gail Geston-Kors and our entire crew, I'm Pam Ward, as we say so long from Louisville. SEC Inside is coming up next, but first let's go back to the studio and Adam Amin.
A wild one there, Pam. Outstanding job by you and Gail. 1-point win, and Louisville is knocked from the ranks of the unbeaten. We only have 2 unbeaten teams remaining in women's college basketball.
Well, first of all, you got to use one of your fouls to give there. I mean, Florida State got lucky that Asia Durr did not make that 3 at the end of the game. They played great defense, but use at least one of your fouls to give. But I thought Florida State's defense all night long, especially on Durr, was absolutely outstanding. She ended up 5 of 21. Whenever she was involved in pick and rolls, they were able to get the basketball out of her hands, force tough shots. And when Durr couldn't get it going, some of the other pieces struggled offensively for Louisville.
You know, my take on the game is simply this. You have 2 of the best teams traditionally in the ACC playing each other. Same coaches every year. Scouting report defense was excellent. Both teams took the other team's stars and kind of neutralized them, took them out of the game in a sense. It was very difficult for those players to get going. The support people had to step up and play big. Florida State did a better job of that tonight than did Louisville.
Yeah, a little bit of a rock fight in this game. I mean, Louisville is a very efficient, high-level offensive team. Same thing with Florida State.
80, plus 80 points.
Exactly. Teams that shoot well over 40%. Louisville's, I think, a 50% field goal team. Louisville shot 35%. Florida State beats a top 2 team with a 28% field goal clip in that game, and it's their first top 2 win in 14 years. They knocked off Duke in February of 2004. That was the last time they had a top 2 win. Big shot, though, by Alix, struggling throughout the entire game. I think she was 1 of 6 at that point. She had just 2 points, knocked down a huge 3.
Yeah, this is a player with experience, and she came down, and this is a huge play as they're trying to get something going, and double drag screen, she comes, they leave her. I mean, you can't leave Alix open like that, and just hits a big 3 at the big moment.
And there was a couple of possessions where we were a little surprised to see Louisville so out of sorts, although that's kind of to your point. They were out of sorts at a lot of times over the course of the game. The Sam Furing turnover really hurt them at the end of that game, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When you turn the ball over in a situation in a game as close as this one, you're probably going to pay. And they did. You know, she had a look at the basket. I appreciate what she was trying to do, but in all reality here, low post didn't have a seal going on. She was just standing. Defense was free, even if the ball had been passed well, and it wasn't. Defense probably would have got a finger on it.
She needed to take that shot. Yeah.
It is We Back Pat Day, as you can see from the signage here, and obviously a great day of women's college basketball across the country.